Hey everyone, welcome back to my little live stream, coffee in hand. Besides videos of the recent updates to my little video game, I thought I'd take you on a little trip right here in the Philippines, show you some of the sites we've seen in Cubao. It's almost 4 o'clock, which means I have about 15 minutes left before it's time to head off to the mandated office days for this week. Because tomorrow I'm off, so nothing to complain about, except the following. Guys, I have been so stuck on something that is so straightforward. And that worked for a moment, and then it just stopped working. Start from the beginning, shall we? I'm making a little 2D game. At least I'm learning how to make a little 2D game. And I moved on from my platformer for a bit because I got really stuck, and then I got really distracted with shiny new things and new courses. And so I've been having fun. And so, as you can see, I already have a horde of enemies. I've got my pickups, I've got doors, and now I have these dots because of the following. I nerfed their speed so they can't walk. This guy is going to drop a coin. Just one. There it is. Isn't that great? And then in the corner of the screen, it says, player now has 10 amount of coins. It's great. It works. I'm happy. Now, this one drops 2, and they kind of move around for a little bit. In this instance, pretty cool. Oh, and if you wait too long, they go out. Okay, now it's getting funky. You saw that? Weird stuff. And this is my annoyance. And so, oh. The unfortunate thing is because I finish at 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I go sit behind my screen. It's late at night, and I get really like obsessive about little things like this instead of moving on. And it's a bit of a problem. What can we do to fix this problem? Let me just show you for a second my spaghetti code. Errors? Okay, so my spaghetti code has done a few things right. So as always, you can find all of your code here in the event graph. When the skeleton or any enemy dies, there is the question, do you have loot? Is the loot random? If it's not random, there's choices. Is it a key? Is it a health potion? Is it a gold coin? How much in gold coin? And so all of this can be set when we are right here in the level editor. I made it public. And by public, I mean when you go to the when you go to your variables down here, you click the little eye icon, and that means it becomes available outside of the object itself. So I click on an enemy, I can just go down, and then over here, there's a section called loot, because I gave it the category name for those variables, loot. So now I can find it under loot. Key, gold coin, potions, that's it. Right? Now this one has loot and has random. So it's going to ignore this. And it is going to go random, true, and it's going to go over here. So I get the actual location as the enemy is dying. I delay all this by a second. these are all the little tweaks I do late at night till 5 o'clock in the morning. And then there's a random integer. So this selects a number between 0 and 8, which then goes through a switch, and I can make things random. Now, because I'm testing dropping multiple coins, and that's where the problem is, I move all of them through a different switch, which drops multiple coins. And this is where the spaghetti really gets thick. I have all these sequences. I've noticed that with trouble with spawning 3, so I make sure there's only 2. There's a little, like a fraction of a second time delay, and then it goes to drop coin. What is drop coin? Drop coin is, and the function is under loot as well. See, drop coin. I made a bunch of them because I ran in trouble coding random things and it just wasn't working. And then I got frustrated and I was like, okay, screw it. I'm just going to hard code a whole bunch of random stuff happening just so I can get this going. So that's what I did. So the drop coin, we've got green coin drop, which is just the name of this variable of a type actor. And it is the blueprint pickup green coin, which is this little one right here. This is what it's going to spawn. Okay, so far so good. So I cast to the coin, and I check if it's valid because it wasn't there at the start of the level. And then I set its value, and I return it. This one is drop coin 1. So I set the value right here. Okay. And then we return this. So now we go back to our event graph. All right, so coin 1. Again, I check if it's valid coming from out of here because I get such long lists of access none is trying to do this, and it's always pointing here. So at some point I'm like, okay, screw it. Everything gets an is valid. I set 2. I return this and I save it as a reference, 2 of them. And then these references, again, is valid, check it out. And then they go into my collapse node right here, which is slide the node across the floor. This is 2 times the same thing. Both of them, again, is valid because I kept getting the errors. I move it from where the enemy died to a loot drop point. And then over here, I use a different loot drop point. That's what I'm doing. The loot drop point is these targets. So far, so good, right? And then it updates, checks if it's valid again, because apparently, we have to do this. And it gets updated and it works, except for that it's jumping all over the place for one of them. And I don't know why. So I thought to myself, maybe it is a problem with the timeline, but I didn't see this yesterday. Look, can you guys see that? You see how it goes over the value of 1? If it's this simple to solve it right now, just talking to you guys, I'm going to be both happy and upset at the same time. Let's fix this curve a little bit like that. Please. Okay. First, these guys got to go because then I wonder if this one is actually going to get taken out if I don't pick it up on time. 1, 2. Oh, that didn't fix it. I'm compile. Compile. So I will. This is the 4-second one. Looks. I mean, it looks fine, right? Let's see what the problem is. Oh, we got that problem again where the mouse is offset. Oh well, stop recording. Catch you later. Let's fire up Unreal. My homage to one of the finest creative tools in existence that I can no longer use because my PlayStation broke years ago. And I still haven't gotten a PlayStation 5, so still not using it. But in the meantime, we leveled up. Hey everyone, I hope you've been well. This is Jan, and you've made it to my little channel where I work on the development of my little 2D game in the Unreal Engine, following the incredible template that Cobra Code put out there for us. I made the jump from a platformer game to a top-down Zelda light, and I'm eager to expand on one of the projects from one of his courses, links down below, and see how far I can push it myself, like see how far my coding skills in Unreal can take me before I crash and burn. Here we are. All the art is still from the course, the project, with the exception of maybe these coins. As always, I start the day off with a little play test. But over there is my frustration. While I was away for a couple of days, I got to disconnect from some of the things that I was obsessing about. Like loot drops not moving and animating in the way that I wanted to see. And I spent a few days on it, and I got really stuck. And I've decided on my return that I'm not going to be stuck anymore. Coins, get the key, got a heart, but it doesn't add one, which is odd. Okay, I'm just gonna clean house for a second. Viewport, loot drop point, delete, loot drop point, delete, loot drop point, delete. Inputs. Up on the floor. Delete. All this complicated stuff. On my loot drop. All this complicated stuff. My loot drop. Delete. All this complicated stuff. Delete. Delete. Elite. This one I might keep. This one. Okay, so far nothing more broken. Has those lines. I need to go back to simple times. Again, explosion and time. There's a delay so that the loot drop can appear. Let's gold coin. Second coin value. Loot drop is unknown. Is it random? You know something? That would be nice to have. But for now, it's let's see. Spot actor and spots. Okay. Right. So there's no mistakes. Delete that one. Mistakes. Actor. If true, drop the key. If it's not the key, go check out the coins. Oh, this is not connected. Because it's not in yet. But I'm thinking ahead. Okay. Now we go back to the real game. And we have, what do we have here? We have an enemy that still has gonna lose. We go here. Let's just CQ. See link. There it is. See the random is gone now. This one is going to drop a 10-piece gold coin. This one, a 3-piece. This one, 1, 5. Already dead, right? This one's going to drop the key. And let me start. Event path. Invite user space. This is all the things. And my coin. My coin. Okay. No more frustration animating loot drops with multiple coins. From now on, this is how it's going to be because this is the motto I came across on Twitter, and I saved it for myself. So instead of worrying about all the animations and all the polish, where sometimes you get a little carried away because it looks nice and it's interesting, it's a little puzzling. At some point, you have to realize, like, when you're just spending way too much time on something, and it's just time to, because I'm trying to make a little game, and I just have to make it exist, and everything else is just secondary at this stage of development. Development is a very time-consuming thing. It can take forever, and I don't even have my own graphics yet. I started working on some pixel art in Pixsquare actually while I was away, which I would eventually like to put in, but that's also polished. But the most important thing right now is getting the basics of a Zelda light game up and running. So what do we have? We got some very basic monsters that chase you. They don't do anything interesting. We got some loot that can open doors. The coins don't buy you anything yet. A lot of the mouse and the keyboard are not acting as they should. But let's keep in mind what we have that I should be proud of right now. We got enemies, we can kill them. They can drop loot. We got keys. We got people to talk to. We got profile pictures. We got things they can give us. We got the same conversation again for no reason. We've got mini tutorials. We got doors that open. New dialogue. Got more loot. And a broken part system, which I'm gonna have to figure out. Oh. Too many broken puzzles. We got random line of dialogue. Oh, it's a good for the place. Got dialogue that is broken. So we got a lot going here, and I'm pretty sure in my notes last week, as I like to keep track of. Let's see, can I just do? We have an OBS setup. that I forgot about, where we can switch monitors. I have a nice little background. So we got a lot going here in February. Let's get the correct date. Let's update our log Monday. Push that. Deleted random. Oops. Random names. Guys on game. Your love, are you past time? Oh, I see. Oh, okay. And eliminate stand. Eliminate stand. Okay. So lemonade stand is just my way of saying a shop, something to a place to buy. So we need to create a character, create item, create self, owner, function, which is the next leaf drop. That still has to be created. Within the range of art increase. Doesn't have to be a heart, of course, but that's the Zelda way, so I just kind of stuck to it. So we got that one. That's it. And this is the next gameplay mechanic that we're going to be working on. So let's get started, shall we?
It could be. It looks cool. Like a very, very heavy place, spiritually talking. Yeah, Janimal. Yeah. So Calavera, congrats, Tulio. Keep up the good work. Thanks, dude. Thank my brother. Really, really appreciate your support also. So everyone, this was a really cool live stream. I'm coming back tomorrow. Got me pumped to stay a little more, almost 4 hours now. So gotta get some sleep, because yesterday I did a 5.5 hours live stream. So gotta get some sleep to start the next week with full steam ahead.
Time to do a little testing on a Saturday night. See how far we get. Okay, this seems to be going all okay. So the new feature that we're trying to test here is a shop. We've been tweaking settings for text labels, for dialogue, making my own dialogue table with branching paths, and I've coded together a very crude shop. So here goes. See, new font, some new colors, a little less sci-fi and a little bit more cutesy. That fits in place with this game in its current state. So let's go. Okay, so we're buying a heart. I have enough of these. See, checks for the maximum health. Anything else? Okay, well, got any Zambos? It's the end of the conversation. I need to work on that. Okay, so I get stuck there. Okay. So that's a good first fail. Something else. Let's try that again. Let's get the bow. Nice. See, now it shows only the heart and the red keys. Let's try the red key. Oh, no keys. Okay. Oh, my screen just went out. So, we got this one working. And we discovered one little branch that needs to be updated. Okay, so and the key out right. Let's go back. Play with parts. Check out my wares. So we're trying a different path through the dialogues is working as well. Check out my wares. Last one. That's nice. And we test again. Let's get the heart. Move halfway, we come back to the store. Only the bone and key should be on the tail. There we go. Only the bone and key. Come on, hearts. typo, and also that. There we have it. A shot that's working and needs a little bit of tweaking, and it's on to the next thing. So let me just quickly show you some of the spaghetti code. There we go. So we have a table here, which is probably hard to read. Just make that a bit bigger. So this is the data table system. And just go from one to the other, jump to, and then it can set the last row, so for when you come back. And that is clearly messing up in one section. But these trigger events. The events are found in the level blueprints. So on dialog event triggered, takes the name, runs it through this switch, and then does the thing, which is very simple. Check if the player has enough money, check if they have maximum health already, so they don't need to buy it, then branch off, and if everything works out, you can buy it. It moves towards you to a target point, so you can easily pick it up, and it sets a new shot. So this one, I think I need to check I already have. Okay, that should do for now. Cannot control mic with AirPods Pro. What does that mean? Well, who knows? Anyway, we've added some more tweaks, as always, and I added a new font. I really like the previous font. It was kind of cute, but it's, I don't know. It suddenly doesn't feel quite right with the dungeon setting. And also, this is just easier to read ever so slightly. Even though I'm not sure about blue, but okay. Let's see if the tweaks work. Yeah. So you have to walk away, and then it reanimates the label, and it's the correct size. And last one. Oh, I don't need it. Now there's no room to hurt myself, I guess. Oh wait, what am I saying? Choose the new button. So in the top left, this is just a precursor to a proper inventory. I have one key, which means already forgot. I have plenty of parts, but you don't. I feel like something just went. Okay. I'm great to game some more. I already have a bow. Okay. It's a bad branch. Bad branch. Pick this one open. This is the table. This is. It's hard to keep track. So I've already started thinking that this is a lot of copying and pasting, and so these should be functions. But I was so stuck in because of the tutorial that explained how to do this. You use collapsed nodes, and you put everything inside the collapsed node. But these should be functions. If they're functions, then I can just plug the function in, provide additional information, extra lines of dialogue perhaps. And then these are not all the same. Think about this one. No? Yeah. Can't remember. I have to go over this. Okay. Stop the recording for a second. Okay. Let's test this. Oh. Let's try again. Let's give ourselves some money. Kill the boar. Okay. One check is working. When you have full health and try and buy a heart, it says no thanks. Okay. Try no. Only dragging that key left. As you walk the bow, try to build key. Only the red heart left. So far, so good. Yeah. Move over here. Yes, I can. Okay. Found this new GIF because I accidentally deleted the old one. And I actually like the black and white a lot better because it doesn't distract from the colorful gale, the game over here. So check out my winners. This one does not show the icon that you can talk to the door. You just want to go over here and get hit. Hey, what's happening? Ah, okay. Get one more. Say hello. So suppose I should have a check on the bow just to make sure you don't get it twice. Or maybe offer the dialogue option. Like, oh, I already got one. Okay. Let's with the heart. Report. So that's there's a little comment. I've been trying to play around with those labels, even though this Defender system offers bubbles. I've just been having fun playing around. Oh, typo. Let's come out. And let's see. Start out with a pen. Get rid of the typo. And we have a store. And now I have some choices to make. Do I continue iterating on the store? Do I simply go to the next thing I should be making to progress in the game? This could be the next thing. Version 2 could be the improved thing. So let me just show you what there is to improve. Out here. Okay. So the way Defender animated dialogue works. Let's see, this is the widget for the dialogue screen. So you go into the level. Each level is an actor, has a blueprint, but it's hidden over here. So you go there, and you start off with casting to all the necessary parts that you're going to be in touch with all the time. This is the game instance. And then Defender Animated comes with a nice function like this one. And so the dialogue events, so here, come with a, let me just, So they come with an event name that you can jump to, right? You can set where the dialogue branch should continue from. Once you've been here, you can add branches that can have their own continue from parts or jump to different in the table. You decide right here. You can also add an event name, something to happen. And that something is executed in the map blueprint in this setup. So you get the function name, right? Here. You get a switch on name. And then, so for example, if you buy the heart, you go here to this collapsed node, and this collapsed node has its own thing where you check for the maximum amount of health so that you don't try and buy something you don't need. You check the game instance if you have enough money. And then you either say, well, you don't have enough money. So we can set the conversation here to the row, not enough coin, start dialogue to force that to come on screen, or I already have, force that to come on screen, or if neither of these are true, we remove a collision wall in the shop so that you can't just walk up to the guy. And we move over the object, in this case, the heart. Right? We use a timeline, we lerp from location A to location B. Location B is this target point, because that tends to overlap with where the player likely is going to be, and then automatically the player will pick it up. Otherwise, you can just walk over it. And after that, put the collision back in place. Update the label here. Let's see, how long is this delay? 3. So as you're getting the heart and you're moving out of the dialogue interface, in the game area, the label next to the old man or the shop merchant is having a little comment to give you a little tip. And then right after it goes to, instead of a name, just visit store, press A or X on the PlayStation controller. And that's it. So now the problem I have is, in order to make all the other options, like buy the bow, buy the red key, I just went like this. Copy and paste. Go to the next one, like buy bow, and then do it again. And then I realized, like, well, I have to keep track of the different opportunities. What if you buy the heart? So then the bow and the key are left. So you can buy the bow second or the red key second, because you need to then already have bow, not enough coin. You need to keep track with all the options in dialogue, so that if you want to have a little comment like, oh, you already have this one, or you don't have enough money, you can then loop back to the correct position in the store where that one item that you already bought doesn't suddenly become available and then ruins the whole shopping experience. So that took some doing, as you can see here. All this, well, most of this, let's see, from here all the way down, 1, 2, 3, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 or 14 functions. So all this is just for the store. So that's a lot of copying and pasting I did. And I thought if I add a pin here, that I was following the tutorials, I have to do it this way. I have to add a reroute note, collapse that, so I get this box, and then I put my code in there. And I try to go in here and then drag some of the, like, for example, this one into here, thinking like a function, I can then add it in, but I can't do that if it's a collapse node, apparently. Maybe I was stuck, but I could do it if it's a function, right? So if I turn these into functions, outside of the function, I could feed in a particular line of dialogue for the label or set it to a particular row. I think, yeah, using a string, I can set the row, and then that way the function is just one section of code that gets used over and over again rather than recreating all of the code in any one of these like this. But that requires a little bit of thought, and I just kind of want to, but also I want to move forward and leave this kind of refactoring, as it's called, which is basically, making the code more precise and more compact. Leave that for a second version, but it's hard to let go. So letting go, we will. Okay. So we've got this. It's also not a lot. Like this was like 3 hours of work, just sitting there and keeping track of all the branches and testing the whole time. But really, if you were to type this out, I mean, is it that much code? I don't think it's going to have much of an impact on the memory. Level events. Okay, so whereas this is events triggered by dialogue, these are events triggered by walking through a box like, wait, come on, like this one. You walk through here, this door gets shut, and it gets called from here. And I collapse it here. Oh. See, I added functions of opening and closing the door. So it's good. So what's next? As you can see. A little playtesting of someone else's game. This is kind of all polished though. All sound effects, like it'd be fun. It would make it feel a bit more That's just the first things I noticed. But I'm like, I should put that in. But what I should really put in is some more of my own graphics, I think, and some more enemies that don't just home in on the player. Thing. Okay. So let's add that file here. I hope that is legible. I kind of do like it again, and I kind of fixed the size. So I'm just gonna do Command Control Space. Just gonna add a gray check mark. Copy paste. So, and align sound like that. Transition. So, select last save point. Don't have that. Yep. We need to that would be cool. So, we need water. Like that. Yeah. So for the next couple of days, maybe have a little bit more fun, just making the game a little bit more my own, and just moving away from the Zelda actual lookalike, which it'll still be, but and also just moving a bit away more from coding and just digging into more pixel art. So let's see. Let's close that and let's get started. All right. I still am not quite sure where to go. But this is the sprite sheet that we're using some Cobra code. So suppose we could make a beginning simply trying to come up with something new. What's this? So I've been learning in Xpert on the iPad. Now I'm here. I don't have my table anymore to move things over. So layer new. Yes. My layer. Okay. I see. Let's see, file, save that. AseSprite file. Line. Yeah, it's updated. It's good. What are these dots? It means what is visible in the animation, right? Like a cell. So why can't I just click it? So properties. Okay, now we go. Okay. So when there's simply nothing in there, there's no dot. Okay. Should probably on the web, but then we have plus. Like that. It's funny, like when I used to paint and draw in Photoshop, I would always have my left hand drawing, keyboard, right? Three shortcuts. But I've done so little drawing and I've gotten so accustomed to having a mouse in my right hand. It really kind of messes me up right now. Okay, so we've doubled in size the hero. So we have a bit more sprites to work with. So Let's give them tests. Let's lock this one. Move over here. One pixel. Images. Okay. Exactly double. That's good. So now I'm going to run into the same problem I had with Pixel on the iPad, which is you can make your little animations and then you can export it as a sprite sheet. But I'm working the wrong way around now. I'm not importing AseSprite file. I'm importing SpriteSheet. And so my inclination is to look at this and to want to draw on top of it my own characters using it as a template. And then, but then I can't look at them as an animation the way AseSprite is supposed to look in Pixel. This is hurting my brain, but I think I'm preventing myself from making a mistake. But that being said, I should just get going. So one second. No more fancy Wacom 13 HD screen drawing directly on the screen, even though I have my iPad for that. It's kind of, that one kind of had to eat it when the connector, just broke, got loose. One of the like it had like these clicky things that you could push it in to get it out, and one of them broke off one day. Could never connect properly again. So, and that was it. You can't order a new one, but you can, but you can't. It just got complicated, and yeah, that device. Well, I spent less on this iPad Air than I did at the time for a Wacom 13 HD, except for